Hi everyone, let's continue. Same topic, dendrogram versus icicles plot. I had already explained you in my previous video what is dendrogram. I hope you understand dendrogram, what is the meaning of dendrogram, how we can create dendrogram and how we can read dendrogram. That's most important. I had already covered in my previous video and I will show you in the coming up video, in the next video how you can create dendrogram with the help of SPSS or with the help of other various softwares like Python, RStudio. You can create dendrogram. So we will continue the same topic. Now in this video, we would understand icicle plot. So an icicle plot that is also known as an icicle tree plot. It's a type of visualization used to represent hierarchical data. It is particularly useful for displaying tree structures in a compact form. So, these icicle plots represent the hierarchical as a series of rectangles where each level of the hierarchy is shown in a horizontal band. And the width of the rectangles at each level represent the relative size of the items at that level. I just want to show you. This is the icicle plot. You can see there are some bands. And in these bands, you can see what is the width of these bands that is reflecting how many items are included in these bands. And some are very narrow bands. So that means these bands having very less number of items. So let's continue. Here is you can see why name is icicle because these are the eyes and that is are very sharp edges. This kind of eyes you have seen on windows, on various other kinds of materials. So this is known as icicle. And first time who had given icicle plots. Icicle plot are a method for presenting hierarchical cluster data. The technique was developed in 1983 by Kruskal and Landwehr. It was originally presented in their paper Icicle plots better displays for hierarchical clustering. They were named as such due to the fact that the clustering in the visualization looks like icicle. And just because of this, it is known as icicles. And first time in 1983, these two people has written this paper, Icicle plots better displays for hierarchical clustering. But they had given like that. That was a very small data. Now you can see it was the graphical visual presentation. After that, we can come to the since the 80s, there have been significant developments in our visualization and computational abilities. More modern icicle plots created by Mike Bostock. Uses several features that Kruskal and Landwehr actually mentioned would be helpful, primarily coloring, with the main focus being the ability to draw attention to a specific cluster. So, icicle plots are a great, easy way to visualize clusters or hierarchical data. Primarily, the advantages are that it is easy to see the clusters, their size, and what level they are at. Additionally, they are great for exploring relationship within the data, specifically with interactive features such as zooming and reclustering. But the most important, it also having some drawbacks. However, there are drawbacks to icicle plots as well. It can be extremely difficult to read an icicle plot that contains a significant amount of data with no interactivity, as clusters are visible but individual objects are can be easily lost. Means you can see this is the one cluster and you can see this is the very broader band as comparatively to this, and there is the cluster is visible, well defined, but maybe possibility there's the chances objects can be easily lost. The original style presented in Kruskal and Landwehr paper are difficult to understand when with small data sets. Furthermore, icicle plots are only useful with data that is hierarchical or that can be sensibly clusters. If the data does not lend itself to being clustered easily, then an icicle plot is not a good choice of visualization and would visibly not make much sense. Why? Because if the data is not hierarchical kind of data, it is not possible. And this is the it can be sensibly clustered. If it would not be sensibly clustered, so what would happen? Ultimately, your visualization would be worst, would be poor. So I hope you understand distinction between dendrogram and icicle plots. Both are actually doing hierarchical clustering, but visualization is different. So I hope understand dendrogram versus icicle plots. So stay tuned and keep watching.